Hey guys, what's up? Anfield here. Welcome back to another video. Today's video we're going to be talking about Coven Online and getting started as a new player. So I've been getting a lot of questions with a lot of new players starting Coven, what to do, how to progress, and what you should be basically doing per level, etc, etc. Thought that'd be easier to put into a video rather than continually be answering people's questions. Although I do love to get your questions, let's see if we can streamline it a little bit for you with a video. So Coven Online is a server that I've been playing for a little bit, I would say a month and a half. It's been really fun, and we have a nice healthy community in a guild here. We have really fun castle wars. Our last war was super fun. It's nicely finely balanced as well at the moment, so very interesting. So yeah, what is Coven? It's basically a private server. I would say it's probably low mid-rate is between there, I would say. It's definitely not super slow like 1x rate or anything like that. It's pretty fast, especially now to catch up compared to obviously when the server launched, which is natural. When a server progresses, the last thing you want is new players slogging through the beginning of the game. So when you do start Coven Online, you can progress pretty quickly. It has a whole new quest system. You just press your J key on your keyboard and it brings up a quest menu where you can remotely accept quests and turn the quests in remotely as well. Quests are also affected by your XP stones, so you can use like your 10-minute XP stones if you're grinding, turn in your quests at the same time, keep grinding with the XP stone. You don't have to use an hour-long XP stone, because if you press your F1 menu, not only is there teleports on there, you can also use the slash and then like cargo command, for example, or you can press it. But on that F1 menu, there's also an XP stone conversion. So when you press F1, you can choose like, oh, I want to change my XP stone with the XP stone manager remotely from an hour stone to 6 10-minute stones. So it makes that a little bit more efficient when you're playing the game. So make sure to take advantage of that. Of course, like any server, you're going to want to vote. So you log into the website, you click vote, choose the character, and then the voting will come up if you're not on cooldown. It'll send you to the Top Cow website or whatever, and then you can vote, and then you'll get XP stones, picker pets, mana meds, nice little batch of goodies basically from voting. Always want to vote per day. Just because, if nothing else, the XP stones are absolutely massive. So another quick mention, this might apply to some of you. While you're logged into the website, you can also choose the user panel and find a character trade function. So this is a function that allows you to buy other people's characters, and character will be picked from that account and sent to your own account. So make sure you hold on to your secret number, which allows you to do that. You can also trade characters, so if you did have another character, you're like, ooh, I don't fancy playing Hitman anymore, I'm going to swap to IS. You can do that on the panel as well if someone has an IS they're willing to trade. But the reason I say this is because if you are someone that likes getting a little bit further ahead, not having to build up your own character, then you can, of course, make some money in the game and do this. That can be through, obviously, CalCash, like any server. So you can obviously buy and sell CalCash, and then if you want to then use that Geon amount to then buy a character, go for it. If that's what floats your boat, go for it. But it isn't hard to level your character. Like I said, the quests give a lot of XP. They also give XP stones themselves, which is great. You will also not run out of skill points. So Rejoice Mage Mains, Hermits should have Revive, for example. Yeah, so you shouldn't have a skill point problem. There's plenty of skill points in the game, so that's really good. Another thing you can do every day is Hunter Coins. Now this is interesting because the Hunter Coin dailies, they adapt as you level up, so you won't be able to do lower level ones as you level up, but you get more coins from the higher level ones. So yeah, Hunter Coins, very important. Now, other interesting thing about Hunter Coins as a new player, if you're looking for a way to make money, is that you can do them on lots of characters at once by having them all in party and follow around. So you can have like 8 people of your own accounts if you want to do this, or less. And if they're all in party and doing the same Hunter Coins, they're all getting credit at the exact same time. So you're not doing it 8 times, you're just doing it the one time. And then you can turn them in. Now, Hunter Coins, the shop has quite a lot of things, but one thing that they do have is eels. Now, everything in the Hunter Coin shop is bound. However, obviously, when you have an eel and you cook it and it becomes a baked eel or eel soup, then that is unbound and you can make quite a lot of money from selling those eels. It's just an easy way to make money if you're a new player and you're looking for a way to make money. So, yeah, easy peasy. Another thing worth doing as a new player is to take the buff fairy. So the buff fairy currently works, I think, 1 to 50 at the moment, but obviously as things progress, it'll probably be bumped up to 60 and things like that. Gives you G1 buffs that you can have all the time, but don't be afraid to ask a CJB for buffs. There's lots of CJBs that are willing to give you buffs in town, and they'll have G2 for the most part. Not all of them, but quite a lot of them will have G2, plus Refine. You can ask Hermits for Refine, etc, etc. Another thing too is POH. So when you hit level 50, you can start doing POH, which is Picture of Hell. So it's the little kill waves of mobs in a party, basically. You get some nice rewards from that, namely honor, but you also do get mana meds as well from that, so another nice thing to do. There's also Xmas event going on, so you can go to the, if you press J and go hunting, where you get the hunting dailies, you can select the Christmas event. Now, I'm not sure what the earliest level you could realistically do this is, but you need to kill 50 of the Santa types of mobs. So look into that, make sure that you do that, and then you just turn it in near the big Christmas tree in town if you're playing during the Xmas event. If you're playing after, obviously this doesn't apply to you, but I thought it's worth mentioning. So my final bit of advice is, of course, to take advantage for the progression of the server to help you catch up. So you don't have to slave your way in D1 into D3. You know, if you could do a little bit of D1 maybe, and then hopefully if you get a decent-ish G48, you might be able to get into doing Emoc Ghosts. They're really not that hard to kill, and you do get 2 hours of Emoc a day. So yeah, Emoc Ghosts, very, very big XP, and something you can do pretty early on. Not to mention, Emoc Ghosts have a really nice G50 and G53 weapon drop rate. So the G50 is really cool. If you get a chest, I recommend keeping it for when G62 weapons are in the game, just because it will sell for more for the mixing, and also G53 weapons already sell for a lot because of mixing as well, so you can make quite a lot of money if you're lucky there while grinding. So it's just an extra way to make some cash. Another thing you can do with your time is the old classic kill FOE wood miners. The reason for this is obviously they're the slowest, so it's a lot safer to fight miners that are wood because they just move so slowly, so you can kind of run away if you need to. But of course, you could try some of the other ones, namely because like iron, ground, and water especially, because mages do a lot of fire. Those elements and imperfects, rather, I should say, are going to be very, very, very high in demand. So yeah, killing FOE isn't that difficult, but if you want to also sell the imps, you can make quite a lot of money as well as getting a lot of XP. Again, this is something you can take advantage of because the server is more progressed. You don't have to slave your life away in D1 and then into D3 anymore. You know, you can skip that and go to a mix of Emoc and FOE. So that's another way to make really good money early on, as well as make a lot of XP. So something to keep in mind is to do that as well. So you should also check when the PvP events are and try to participate as many as possible, like Battlefield, Triangular Battle especially. Maybe you can't do the duel tournaments as much, but you might be able to do some of those. If you can join a guild to do some Castle War, do that of course as well. But just because alongside Picture of Hell daily, this is the best way to get honor, and obviously honor gives you reward, and then reward you can invest in your character later to get skill books and the like. So highly recommend doing PvP events, even if you feel like you can't do much, which is probably true early on. It doesn't matter, you're still getting rewarded for your time spent there. So that's it. That wraps up the video, basically. I hope you guys come try Coven. If you need any further help, please let me know. You can leave it in the comment section and I will read it. But yeah, if you play the server, welcome. It's really, really fun, and we're just getting into the really good part. So obviously you don't have to slave away doing 1 to 50 for like weeks. You know, you are actually gonna get to play your character's skills pretty quickly. So yeah, come play Coven, and hopefully I'll see you there.